Yo, Master Yanko, what's going on, bro?
What's happening, man? What's up?
Damn, man, nothing much out here, bro. Just what episode is this, man? What episode are we calling this one? Episode 5, right?
It should be 5, man. There's one in the cut that's a bit too
Uh,
hot to put out, bro. So, you know, man. We got a couple of strikes for YouTube, bro.
yeah, we're treading carefully with that one, eh? Yeah, all right. So okay,
Mm-hmm.
welcome to Famous Lies and Popular Truths, episode 5. Look, and I must
Yeah.
say, it's been dope. It's been dope so far, Yanko, man. I've been having a good time, and I look forward to the days when we're actually meant to be filming, bro. You know what I mean? The days we're meant to be chopping it up, bro. It's like I don't know. I've been rubbing my hands like Birdman. You know what I mean?
You,
Like,
you know what
yeah,
though? You should have been.
yeah.
You should have had a drink ready, man.
Fuck, man. I slacked on that one, man. Like I had a bottle here, like I had a 1 liter bottle here of JD the other time, yeah. And then a few of
Yeah.
the boys came over, man. Dudes, literally, these guys came with their own bottle too, right? So they had another bottle, like 750 mils, right? Then these dudes literally polished
Yeah.
off my bottle, bro. Then the dude goes to leave. He picks his bottle up and he leaves with his bottle, bro. And I was like, bro. I was like, that's
Yeah, I think I know who that was, man. Is that the homie that climbed the roof?
nah,
That
nah.
climbed the side of the house that time to pick up his photo at 1 a.m.?
Nah,
That's
it
not him?
wasn't him. Nah, it actually wasn't him. It's another homie. Yeah, bro. But
I
man,
I
yeah.
I do a thing if people coming over to my house, which is bring your own bottle.
BYO, is that what you tell to everybody?
Yeah, BYOB, man. Otherwise it'll clean up your shit, bro. Like
And people actually every time they are actually pulling up with a bottle.
yeah, but like this one guy, he showed up one
Yeah.
time. There's that Russian vodka that sells for like $25, like the cheapest,
Is it the one with the
the
red,
stuff that
whatever? The
yeah, the Red Star. This
yeah,
guy pulled
yeah.
up with that.
Fuck, man.
Then he started
Fuck,
drinking it, and
vodka,
then
bro.
he
Vodka
swaps
is
to
like the
whatever I had
roughest
there.
shit. Ugh. Oh man. Nah, man.
Yeah,
If you
but
pull up to my house with a bottle of
oh.
vodka, I'm telling you to fuck off, man. Like, go get something else, bro. Nah, 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 nah. We're not even counting that, bro. Mm,
And,
bro.
I want to say shout out to all the viewers, and especially those of you that are giving feedback, positive or
Wow.
negative.
Yeah, dope.
Um, I actually want to read one piece of feedback that I got from someone. I'm not going to name them, but she was referring to the last episode where we're talking about media bias and reporting those two African
Sisters.
girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what we're going to call her viewer X said. Um, she says she loved it. You're covering some super complex ideas in a way that is accessible for everyone. I was nodding my head and that's not really a word, but you get it. Like, my
Agreeing,
way
sort
through
of.
it. I love the message. Exactly. She's like, are you going to do more? And then she says she's actually writing a university assignment on the
Wow.
media reporting of those two girls. Once it's a decent enough state, she would really appreciate our opinion if we're okay with reading it. So I think we might, she says
Wow.
it's 800 words, so it's not that long,
That's not
but
too bad. Yeah.
we might
Wow.
we might actually talk about that essay in
Wow.
when it comes
We
up.
could literally, yeah, we could have a part of like an episode talking about that essay, man. That sounds dope. I was saying,
You
that's
know,
like
honestly,
hearing
yeah.
something like that is just, it's so exciting, bro. Like for me anyway, it's like, it's just like that type of feedback, and just even the fact that now it's grown into, I don't
Feels
know,
good.
they're also doing something and then they would like to discuss it more or whatever like that. Yeah, that's really cool,
Mm.
man. Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, and I think that's
That's awesome.
that's that's the importance of, I guess, covering relatable
Yeah,
topics.
yeah, 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 yeah,
You know,
yeah.
if we got on here and we started talking about about, I don't know, how to cook salsa or something. Like, like it's not really
Right.
gonna resonate with a lot of people, you know?
Yeah. But this kind of hits closer
And
to home.
since that episode,
Mm,
it does, you know. And since that episode happened,
mm.
there's actually been a number of other people that have been caught, you know, lying to state borders, you know,
Declarations and all
coming.
that.
Exactly. There was even a guy that was in Toowoomba. He was in hotel quarantine, like the mandatory one, and he
Wow.
ran away. Actually, he ran away, and there was actually police, like a man. They caught him, but the thing is, nobody knows what his name is. You know what I mean? Nobody's
Yeah.
seen his face. You
Yeah.
know, and it's just, you know, the double standard there can't be any clearer, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, bro. Like I mean, I seen another video during the week, dude. There was like media, like like a few people from the media stations. I'm pretty sure it was Channel 9, Channel 7, or whatever, and they
Mm,
were outside this
mm,
one of the family of the girls' house. They were
yeah.
outside the house, man, filming, trying to get comments and whatever, man. And
Really? Like
yeah.
they actually went to the
Maybe I
house.
didn't tag you. Yeah. They went to the house because I think the girl and her father were getting home. Maybe they had come from some sort of hearing or something. I'm not too sure where they were coming from, but the media obviously caught wind
Yeah.
of it, followed them
Yeah.
home. Then as they were getting home,
Mm,
these guys are there with their
mm,
cameras and their everything, man. Like, and like literally harassing the family, bro, because the father, the father obviously, like I thought the father, what he did was quite profound, man, because he came out, he's standing up for his daughter. Essentially, he's like, yo, guys, man, she ain't
mm,
the way you guys are trying to get her to comment or whatever. This isn't the right way. You know what I mean?
mm,
Right now, give her a
mm,
space. You know what I mean? Like, give us some space. Approach us in a
mm,
in a civil way. This is more like harassment. You know what I mean? But then the guys just kept
mm,
like,
mm,
like asking like these pretty like annoying questions, just trying to, like essentially just kept poking and poking, you know what I'm saying? And
trying to get
yeah,
a
man.
reaction out of
Yeah,
them.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Essentially trying to get a reaction of the dad. And the dad was just trying to say, obviously, guys, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man. And they were right outside their house, but where you could see the house, if you know the area or you know the place,
You'd
you would
know where they
identify
live.
it. Yeah, you would identify it easy, bro. And
That's freaking
I
insane,
was just
man.
like, man, that's just really not cool, bro. Yeah,
That's
bro.
that's 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 scary. But I've also since heard that like they're teaming up with some lawyers to actually sue some of these news
Okay.
companies. So looking
Yeah.
forward to hearing the outcome of that. You know,
Man. It's yeah, bro. It's wild. But
you know.
yeah.
Moving on to today's topic.
Yeah, what are we on today, bro? What's the news, man? What's the haps?
Today we're talking about, you know, sex positions.
This motherfucker, man. Bro, do you
Nah,
know
I'm kidding.
we got I was surprised, man. Like when I was talking to my mom's on my phone the other day, and she was like, my auntie who stays like in England, you know what I mean? Was
Mm,
asking my
mm,
mom's about this. She's like, "Oh, so your son's, Kuda's doing this podcast with his friend and this, and they'll be talking about these, current affairs and all that
mm.
stuff." You know what I mean? And I was like,
Yeah,
"What?" Like
yeah.
my mom, like my auntie in UK knows about. You know what I mean? Like she knows. She's watched an episode, and like my mother said she hasn't watched, so I'm like, "Oh, thank God." You know what I'm saying? But
Why would that make you uncomfortable?
do you know, because like honestly, like this is not really something that I talk to my mother about, you know what I mean? Something like this, or
Mm,
or the stuff that we talk about on
mm,
here, it's definitely nothing I would ever talk to my mother about, you know what I mean? So it'd just be like
same.
yeah, so it'd just be a bit weird to even know that she's listening, you know what I mean? I kind of feel like I'd actually prefer if she didn't. I don't know, what do you think? Would you be cool with your
Yeah,
mom's
yeah.
listening?
This I wouldn't really be sending. Nah, I wouldn't be sending this to like, you know,
Yeah.
people like that. You know,
Yeah.
just because I don't talk about this kind of thing as well. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
speaking of mothers, today's topic is
Mm.
actually, you know, nature versus nurture,
Yeah.
and we got this topic idea from there's a documentary that I saw on Netflix. I think it's called Three Identical Strangers.
Yeah.
And it's basically the story of these twins from New York, like New York State.
Yeah.
And these, not twins, I keep saying twins, but they're not twins. They're actually triplets. These three triplets from New York State that were adopted from this Jewish what's the name of those places? Exactly. I was gonna say orphan center, but that would have been way off.
Yeah. I mean, hey, but I'm sure people will get the message. We get what you're trying to say.
That's the un-PC description of it.
Wait. Now I was about to say an orphan. Like, what is the definition of an orphan? Is an orphan not a kid who doesn't have a parent, or is even an abandoned kid? Is that an orphan as well, or an orphan is somebody whose parents died?
I think it's generally someone whose parents died, but then it's not one of those words that you can use like in the you can't use that word in normal speech. So for example, if you have a friend and you're like, oh hey, this is my friend Ben. Ben's an orphan. You know what I mean? It's not gonna
you can't say that. Properly. Yeah. You can't just come up with that.
You say he's adopted, but you're not even gonna say that,
Yeah.
But so these triplets, they were adopted from this Jewish agency, but they were given to three separate families, and I guess these families didn't actually know that their son has a triplet or triplets elsewhere. You know what I mean? Living in the same state.
Yeah.
They were not told by the agency. It starts off with at all. It starts off with one of them. He's going to university, his first day of uni, and then he says some chick just comes and hugs him, and gives him plants a big wet kiss on his on his face, and he was shocked, and he's walking around and all these other people start calling him Eddie and all this, and he's like, "My name's not Eddie. My name's not Eddie. What the hell's going on?" And I guess Eddie's roommate, Eddie, which we find out later was his triplet's name, right? The roommate approaches him and he says, "Look, I know you're not, Eddie or whatever, but you look exactly like him. Were you adopted?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was adopted." Then they start figuring out that actually he does have a twin, and they drive out to go and meet the twin, and then eventually they end up finding the other one through the news. What did you think of first off, let's start with something small, them speeding and the cop giving them the ticket. What did you think of that?
To be honest, I kind of felt like I don't know how far true that part of the story is. I felt like it was kind of something to make it sound more interesting, probably.
Really?
I don't know, man. I mean, because he was saying the way he was saying he was driving that beat up old car of his, something like 100 miles an hour. Man, that car looks like it can't even go up to 100 miles an hour before a wheel flies off. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. You'd be one of them that'd be shaky, vibrating as soon as you fucking hit, you know what I'm saying? 80 Ks, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know what I mean? So I felt like that was
that was cap.
That was cap.
You're sounding like one of those 5G anti-5G guys, man, with your theories, man.
Oh yeah, bro. Dude, I was I'm sorry to even go off topic, but I was at a party last night, not really a party, but just a small get together, and there was this girl there who was super anti-5G, super anti everything. She had a conspiracy theory on everything. Literally, I had a conversation with her for an hour, and she kept hitting me with different conspiracy theories. She was hitting me about the chemtrails that are controlling people, you know what I'm saying, the 5G, you know what I'm saying, COVID, medication. And I asked her one thing. I was just one question I have for you, right, is that what do you think the government is trying to get out of all this? Why is the government so against us? You know what I mean? That's the one question she couldn't answer. She was I'm yet to get that deep into the research, but I definitely know the government is something against us. You know what I'm saying? I was like, but there has to be a reason. You know what I mean? There must be a reason why. She's like, yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. But anyway, yeah, sorry, man. Yeah, I fucking sidetracked because you brought up the conspiracy theories, right? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think,
I
though,
mean,
man?
well, I didn't think too much about the car. I just
Yeah,
thought it was interesting that they they actually painted it how he described it.
right.
And then I just thought maybe that part was a bit, for dramatic purposes. Because they
Okay.
didn't need to paint the car green on the bonnet just because that's what he said it looked like. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Okay, okay.
when they got to the part where
Mm,
they all start hanging out, the three triplets start hanging out, blah blah blah,
mm,
and then you
mm.
realize that one was deliberately sent to, a lower class family, one a middle class family, and then
Yeah, or
one a high class family.
the twist in there. Yeah,
Did you did you think that that had an impact? Well, these are triplets, right? So they should be very similar people, right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
did you think that them growing apart, separately and not knowing each other and being in different, class households, did you think that it showed itself, it presented itself when you're watching them? Did you pick up anything that was to say, you know,
They were
um,
different.
I, yeah.
I guess at the start, not really, man. Like at the start, it
Mm-hmm.
really just looked like everything was the same. The way they move, the way they, like their little mannerisms. You know what I mean? The things
Mm-hmm.
that they like, as they were saying. You know what I mean? Um, it all to me just looked like wow, just like whoa, and also because my like one of my parents is a twin, like my old man is a twin. So
Oh wow. Wow.
yeah, 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 man. So like for me, it was just like cause when I like me and my old man, like people cannot tell them apart. You know what I mean? Like even up to the
Mm,
day, in-laws, if my dad is away and my like one time one of my aunties came to visit the house and my old man was away and his twin brother
mm,
happened to be there and she just thought, yep, that was my dad,
mm,
like normal. They can't tell them apart. And they are so similar,
mm,
man. Their mannerisms, the way they move, the way they laugh, their voices, everything is just crazy. Everything they like is the same. They're both fucking huge Liverpool
mm,
fans, and you know what I mean? Everything is the same, you know what I mean?
mm.
So like for me, I was just like looking at them, I was just like, wow, man, this nature thing is really like it's really like it's big. It goes a lot into making people how they are, and they looked really similar to me, man. I don't know, maybe they were kind of putting it like or editing it that way, but they look really the same, bro.
But would you say, I guess the nature plays its part in like little things, like how they all had like similar hands and like they talk a
Yeah,
certain way and they
yeah,
dance a
yeah,
certain way and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah,
some similar interests in high school, like hobbies
yeah,
and stuff.
yeah,
But I guess the nurture side of it, like so getting out of the show and then now getting into like I guess our real life, right?
yeah.
Have you seen what do you think is the most impactful? What do you think is more impactful, like nature or nurture? So, for example, in your life, where you are at today, what do you
Yeah.
think had more of an impact? How you are, your genetics, or the people you're around and the things that you go through, and maybe what you studied, the media you consume. What do you think has had more of an impact on
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Man, Ace going real philosophical with it today. Huh? um, yeah. Actually, bro, it's so hard when you try think of it, man. I guess even when I was watching that documentary, I was going back and forth. At the start, I was like, yeah, I was kind of like, leaning more to the nature side, and then when you think about it, then you're like, and then you kind of, you're kind of going back and forth the whole way. But for me as well,
Mm,
probably, bro, probably like, um, probably nurture, man. Like in my life. probably what has played like a bigger part into me being how I am. Yeah, I feel like it is the way I was raised, man. Like, and growing up where I grew up, like, and imagine if I had been born here and lived here my whole life, I don't think I would have been, you know, how I am right now. You know what I mean?
Or do you think you would have been a tradie or something?
No, not that I would have been a tradie. Just like in terms of career wise, I don't think that would have made much of a difference. But I mean, in terms of values and attitudes, you know what I mean, and beliefs, I feel like they would have been quite. I feel like they would have been quite different. Probably, probably I would have been not as conservative. I feel like that. I feel like,
You think so?
yeah.
So,
I feel like that. Yeah.
so you think the conservatism actually comes from how your parents raised you rather than just yourself? Like, say, let me use a radical example, right? Um, would you date a porn star?
Date?
Mm.
Nah. I wouldn't date a porn star. No.
Is that because of your beliefs from how you were raised, or that's just where you stand as a person, who you are?
I kind of feel like that's coming. Hey, man, these are difficult questions you're asking, bro.
No, I'm asking you a radical.
I know. Yeah.
Radical question, right?
Question.
Yeah. Let's go all the way with it, man.
I feel like it's more from coming up as in how I grew up, bro. That one, you know what I mean? And growing up for a significant part of my developmental years in Africa, you know what I mean? Because you know how over there, bro, like is, you know, certain things society kind of really shuns, man, you know, like like that type of girl, like that type of stuff, you know, like, or even it's kind of like things are very like a bit more, you know, like how people dress, you know, people not supposed to be too revealing, and you know, that all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? Some things is just, you know, like it's not too common to see people like hooking up properly in public, you know, like kissing or whatever, you know what I mean? So I feel like those type of things make you, like, for example, do you feel like Kanye West would have married Kim Kardashian if he'd have been born in I don't know, in Democratic Republic of Congo and lived there until he was, I don't know, 15, 16, and then moved to America? Do you think he would have married Kim K?
Oh, man. No, but that's actually a really good question, right?
Yeah.
Because if you, like, you know, full disclosure, I'm a little bit of a, you know, college dropout stan, you know, as you can tell. You know, but
that's dope.
If, like, if you look at if you look at the Kanye from that period of college dropout, the kind of stuff that you're talking about, right? Like education, poverty, religion, right? And then you look at the Kanye at the time when he gets married to Kim K, when he's putting out Jesus, you know, talking about like, I am a God and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think that, I think the Kanye from college dropout would have never married Kim K just because, you know, of the stigma of her having a sex tape on the internet. And to make it worse, with Ray J, of all people, you know what I mean? Like, this guy, when I made a song, you know, called I Hit It First. You know what I mean?
Ray J is a loser, bro. Honestly, man, nah, bro. Ray J is a loser, bro. Whoever, I know he ain't listening or whatever, but Ray J, you a fucking loser, dog. Like, nah, bro. That was some loser shit. That was some loser shit.
Well, I thought that was very entertaining, bro.
Of course, it's entertaining as hell. It's funny as hell, but it's some loser shit, bro. Nah, bro, come on. Only a loser would do that, bro. Because I'm pretty sure another guy could come and release that same track and dedicate it to Ray J, right? You know what I mean?
But the tape is not out there, okay?
True. Yeah.
That situation works while the tape is out there, okay? But, you know, would you say that, you know, Hollywood, the evidence is there? This guy, man, have you sampled the evidence? Have you sampled the evidence?
Yo, look, man, I think if honestly, man, if Any dude who says they hasn't, come on, bro. Stop lying, man. Be real with yourself, man. This is Kim K, bro. Like this was the girl. Like coming up I remember 2005, bro. Even Kim K was like hot. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude. Like every boy's dream, every teenage boy, 14-year-old dream back in the day, bro, was Kim K, bro. You know what I mean? So
okay, so to
I ain't
answer
gonna
your
say
question,
no more.
I don't think Kanye would have married her. You just said what?
No, I just said I ain't gonna say no more. But yeah, you continue, bro. Don't worry.
So I don't think Kanye from back in the day would have married her because obviously he had like a certain type of environment and belief system around him.
Yeah.
But Kanye, you know, like if you like, if I look at it as like, you know, after his mom passed, you know, just that whole event, I guess it nurtured him into being a different person that doesn't give a fuck as much.
True.
You know what I mean? I think that's definitely like nurture in play there, you know?
Yeah.
And even he was
like the environment made that because he was really close to his mother, wasn't he? Like right.
Exactly.
Right,
exactly.
right.
You know, and if you look at that's why, like, when I asked you before, would you date a porn star, and you say, you know, nah, because you know how I grew up and stuff. It's just one of those things where, like, you know, when they say never, you might be saying, nah, I would never do it, you know, but an event somewhere in your life can lead you to do things that, you know, you'd never imagine, you know, which is, I think I'm falling on more so of, I think nurture is more powerful than
nature. Yeah. Okay, look.
Based on that,
if I was to ask you this though, is would you date a porn star versus or would you date like a working girl? You know what I mean? Porn star or working girl. Yeah, porn star or working girl, like
working.
Like a
by working
like
girl,
a commercial
like,
sex worker, sex worker, prostitute, right? That or a porn star, bro.
Man, now you're just asking radical questions.
No,
for the sake of it, huh?
No, but there's somewhere where I'm trying to go with this.
Got to do with, with the topic, bro.
Trust me, there's somewhere. There's somewhere I wanna go. I'm trying to go somewhere with it. Don't worry.
This guy did too. This guy did too much research on the internet to prepare for this podcast. No wonder you're wearing a white shirt, bro.
What does white what does white shirt mean? Like, what's the symbolism?
Look, I'm not gonna walk you from A to B, bro. You can make that leap yourself, bro. Like,
right.
You know, but I think to answer your question, man, I think I'll go for the working girl.
That's okay. Why is that?
Yeah, just because, you know, for the actress, you know, it's all out there for everyone to see. You know what I mean? It's all out there for everyone to see, and a big part of a man's ego when it comes to like a woman is, you know, how much, especially like if you're coming from like a conservative sort of background, is how look, I'm trying to word this in a way that is very acceptable. But a big part of it is how known she is. I'm going to use the word known, and then everyone can make that leap and understand what I'm saying, right? So yeah, like a big part of it is that, and that's a part of, you know, nurture, right? Nature and nurture. That you really, I think, you can't really separate easily.
Right. Yeah. Because
you know
what I was gonna say is that these are two people who are doing the same thing, right? They're essentially doing the same thing, right? But one of them is more like, one of them is kind of like you'd more easily accept the other one over the other. You know what I mean? And that's because of nurture, is it?
Is that the reason? Yeah. Because society has taught us that these things are bad, right?
Yeah.
It's taught us that these professions are bad for your wife or whatever.
Yeah.
Or your partner or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had it been that, you know, the society view on these professions was, you know, positive, like maybe they were nurses or doctors or whatever, then I wouldn't have an issue with going with the actress.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So that one is heavily like nurture.
Yeah. Do you feel like somebody who's, let's say, grown up and lived their whole life in America, right? You know how America is right now, like, and it is getting quite liberal, you know what I mean, over there. I mean, like you've seen a lot of, like, you know, I don't know, famous rappers or whatever, sports players or whatever, you know, but famous people, and they're dating, like some of them openly dating, you know, like professional, like porn stars and stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's it. Like that's clearly just seems like, yeah, you know, in their space, in their area, it's no longer so fucked up. You know what I mean? So
there's a push like to have, I guess there's a push to sort of make these things less, you know, extreme, right? And people in pop culture doing it is, I guess, them trying to influence, put nurture here, trying to influence how people
think,
how, you know, the young people and coming generations think and view such things. But I think it goes back to the base of, it doesn't matter if you grew up in America or if you grew up in Central African Republic, right?
Yeah.
You know, or if you grew up in Mongolia or whatever, it literally, it is the nature of men to, you know, want to view women in a certain light of being innocent. You know what I mean? Whether that's fair or unfair,
but you know,
that's a different topic altogether.
Yeah. But you know, for me though, it's like, actually, bro, I really do not judge or okay, of course, probably I do judge them to an extent, but honestly, like for me, I feel like for me, like prostitution, right? To me, it's really not that fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, to me, like I don't look at the girls who do it and like, oh, you know, she's so disgusting. You know what I'm saying? Like, or whatever. Like, it's just like, cause I mean, in a lot of times, you don't even know the circumstances that drove them to get there. You know what I mean? I feel like in that situation, right? But for me, porn, bro, like, I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? I don't feel like that's something where I'm guilty of judging. Like, those girls I do judge. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, but you didn't have to go and do it on camera. You could have gone and done it, you know, behind the scenes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
On the low.
And still gotten paid. You know what I mean? Get your money. Yeah, fine. You know what I mean? Get your money is fine. Whichever way you have to get your money, as long as you ain't killing anybody. You know what I mean? It's calm. You know what I mean? But the fact that you had to go out on camera, I just can't. Like, that part I can't get over. Yeah, nah.
This guy, bro.
I don't know. Don't you feel the same though? Like,
that's your. I think that's your conservative background, you know, creeping in there, man.
So what? You don't kind of view the same, like, as in, you know, the working girls, they're just working, they're getting their money, you know, they're doing their thing, you know, but I mean, with the other girls, like, filming, don't you don't look at it kind of different? Like, I mean, I thought that's kind of the same thing, right? Like, as in, you said you would, isn't that a reason why you would prefer?
That's
like,
purely like, that's purely, I think though, that's like a very subjective thing, right?
Right. Yeah.
I think it's a very subjective thing because I think of it like this, right? It's purely like a financial thing, why someone would be a working girl or why someone would be, you know, on camera with it. You know? But then at the same time, it seems as if like there's a higher society looks more down towards a working girl on the street.
Yeah. I don't know why.
Because it's called a porn, so, you know, it's called a porn star, and then the other one is called a prostitute, but really they're the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you can say one is better than the other, but then I can present you an argument that, you know, this one is better than the other, and also if you look at, say, for example, how you said before, or that what drove them to be, you say that you don't judge the working girls, right? But then you use the statement, what drove them to do it, right? But that that statement implies that it is something negative, don't you think?
I mean, I'm not sure, dude. I'm not sure, because I mean, from the perspective of like, they can have been driven into that situation by circumstances, or they can have chosen to want to do it, I guess. You know what I mean? They could have chosen to want to do it. I mean, I don't know. I think there's some people who like literally will choose to do it. But I just, like, for me, I just feel like it is, with the other one is just, I feel like people really look at it bad, like the working girls in the street or whatever. Like they really give them a tough rap. You know what I mean? I feel like they're given a harder rap than they should be. You know what I mean? That's it. Maybe what I wanted to say. Yeah.
But so you're saying that, and then you're also saying that by you saying they're driven into it, you're also saying that they're nurtured into doing that, then, right?
Yeah. I mean, I guess they would be. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. They would be, because
So you don't think that there's someone that was just born and they're like, yep, I want to be a porn star. Yep, I want to be a prostitute, just by nature. That's what they want to do.
Yeah. See, this is why philosophical conversations are so difficult, man. Because that's, I mean, man,
I can move the goalpost. I can move the goalpost everywhere, bro.
Yeah, bro. It's just, there's no facts, no number, no physical, tangible thing that you can read. Look, I mean, man, I guess maybe there are some people, maybe you'd have to say, nature and nurture, they do like pull one, maybe nature, maybe 30%, and then maybe nurture 70%. You know what I mean?
So you think nurture is stronger than nature?
It can't be. Yeah. It's not just one totally dominates, but nurture is probably stronger. Like, and then with the other situation, maybe they just get born and then they just decide that's just how they feel, and they go on to do whatever they do, But I feel like if something drastic could have happened in their life, an event like the Kanye thing that you brought up before, that could have totally just switched it and pulled it in the other end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I never realized like how difficult philosophical topics are. You know what I mean? It's crazy,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
You think it's clear cut, right?
Nah, yeah.
And ever since having that, when we agreed that we're going to talk about this, right? I had watched one of Louis Theroux's documentaries where he's I think you've seen this one, where he visits the brothel.
Yeah.
And then
the one in the middle of the desert.
One of the girls,
Vegas or something.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah,
one, and one of the girls, she's saying, like, he's asking her, like, how British journalists, when they're asking something, they just sound super condescending, even though they don't mean to sound like that.
Yeah, because of that accent or whatever. Yeah.
That accent, bro.
Yeah.
Did you have a father growing up? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
and the way Louis does it too, though, man.
Ever.
Yeah. He sometimes he kind of looks like he's taking the piss, right?
Well, I brought it up because he asked one of the new girls, why she is working there, right? Why she's working girl there. And she says that she always wanted to do this growing up. And then the next question that he asks her is, how's your home life growing up? And then she had like a scar on her neck. She's like, what happened to your neck? And they thinking of this topic of, nature versus nurture, it made me realize that Louis, even though he didn't say it, he is of the viewpoint that a girl working there is mostly nurture, because he didn't take the answer of nature. I just wanted to work here growing up. He wanted to know what happened, or what's that, you know what I mean?
What set you on that path to come here? Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it would be hard to find someone who, on this topic of these two professions, who is on the nature view. Because I can guarantee every interview, that if you look up any porn star interviews, right? Don't get caught doing this like at work, obviously, because if you're looking up porn star interview on YouTube, it still looks like you're watching porn, bro.
Okay, right, yeah. I mean, no, I don't try none of that on a work laptop. Nah, definitely not, man.
Nope. Nah. But yeah, I was saying that, like, if you go and look up every porn star interview or every prostitute interview,
right,
you will see the same theme repeated, where the person asks, why do you do this profession? And if the girl or man says, girl or boy says that, I just really like, let's say I'm a very sexual person, or whatever the response is. The follow-up question is always going to be something to do with their background or their nurture.
Really?
Always.
I don't know. Look, okay. I mean, without having watched, like, I haven't really watched any interviews, but I'm thinking, when they interview, I don't know, a sports player or a musician, or even just, I don't know, doctor, or somebody was to interview you today. They say, Yanko, why did you decide to be like, isn't that a normal question to just ask somebody? Why did you decide to be what you are? And are there any specific things growing up that inspired you or led you, push you to be this? You know what I mean? Isn't that kind of normal?
The first one is normal, that you hear all the time, right? But the second one is less. The second one is very dependent on what the first question is, right? You're not gonna get the second one. You're a town planner. You're not gonna get the second one if they're asking you why you're a town planner. Like, because it's not that radical, so they're not gonna be like, how? You know what I mean?
It's kind of it's what you'd call like a normal job. So it's not gonna have that. Okay.
If you were a tattoo artist, I mean, like, when I was getting some ink done a few months ago, and I asked this guy, it was a black guy, which in of itself is very rare out here in Australia to have like a black tattoo artist, right? But I asked him this question, like, what got you into tattooing? Because and when I look back at it now, when I asked him that question, it's because subconsciously I can't believe that it was in his nature as a guy from Ghana to want to be a tattoo artist. I subconsciously already know that, like, something drove
the
him
parents
to want to be.
Because the parents would not have been saying, my son, I want you to be a tattoo artist when you grow up. You know what I mean?
That was a really good accent, bro. All right. I think we've attacked that topic.
Okay.
As good as we can with feeble brain.
With our small brains not being philosophers, right? We can agree to say that we both feel like it's nurture pulling more than nature, right? Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Definitely.